Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Cook for Mr. Dan here. Today I'm going to be making, showing you guys how to make shrimp stock because right after this one I'm making another video, and it's with shrimp, but I wanted to flavor it with shrimp stock versus just plain water or chicken stock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how I do it. There's so many recipes out there to make that stuff. I've been making it for years like this. But, you know, when you look up, you're going to see people putting carrots, onions, lobster, fish bones, all kinds of stuff. I just stick with the shrimp. All right, so let's get to it. It's pretty quick and easy, and it's very tasty. So if you want to mix it with something else, and it's a cheap way to do it. Okay, guys, so as you can clearly see, I got my pot ready. It's on, it's heating. This here, my butter spray. Now this is all, again, Weight Watcher friendly. You guys will like it. I got some onions, some green scallions here that I had in the refrigerator since the other day. They were starting to turn, but I don't care because I'm not going to eat them right now. Then here I got some onion I used the other day, saved it. I got some sweet onion here I chopped up today, some celery. Then I got some tomato paste I'm going to use, some thyme, some bay leaf, a little bit of Old Bay seasoning, maybe a splash of wine. I got some chicken broth. I can use water. I've used water a bunch of times, but the last time I made it, I tried chicken broth, and it seemed to have a little bit more flavor. All this stuff's going to give it flavor, trust me. And if you notice, I left the skin on some of these, especially the onion. Here's the skin here, see? You don't need to throw all of that away. So here I peeled up some shrimp, and the one I usually most of the time get is not necessarily great value, but I did this time. I need a pound for what I'm doing later on. But see how it says easy peel, and it's the vein and the tail on. Well, what that means is you got your shells here. See, this here is what I save every time I have shrimp. I peel and put them in the freezer. This is what I just did today. See, and you don't throw it away. There's a lot of flavor in there. So, you know, you can use the shrimp stock for whatever you want. Any kind of flavoring. You can make a soup, whatever you like. If you're making, let's say, shrimp scampi, you want a nicer sauce, you can use this. If you're having shrimp and spaghetti or lobster and spaghetti, you can use it. Okay, I saved some shrimp here. I'm going to show you how easy it is to peel them, and then we'll go from there. Okay, now this is how the shrimp comes. I've got my shrimp that I peeled earlier. I'm using that. This is not going to be used now. I'm using it for tonight, but I'm going to make a recipe following this one, and that's what we're going to have. Anyway, you see the shrimp here, right? Okay, so when they already deveined it, which the vein is, they call it, but it's really the poop crack. But anyway, you see how it's kind of split back here. So you just go from the split side, and you pull everything forward, okay? And you squeeze right about where you can feel the meat, and you peel that off. And you just make sure that all the shell is off there. Just run your fingers by it. See, there's another little piece. You know, you don't want to be eating that. You start choking on it. It won't kill you. But then you run your fingers down the back again, just to make sure. Every once in a while, you'll get a piece of the poop track will be in there. And you just peel that out and keep going. I'll show you another one. These are two different size shrimps, and I'll show you what the difference is. Besides being size difference, like that one I just finished was a jumbo. This is a large, and then I have another large in there. But I'm going to show you an easy way you can always tell, and it's pretty much standard. Like if you're at the seafood place and you don't know whether those are large shrimp, extra large, you know, and see how some of them will get you. What they do is they'll call like the really big shrimps that make it sound expensive, and they charge you extra for it. They call them prawns. Nothing but a shrimp. That's all they are. Tiger prawns. That's another name because they got stripes on them, but they're nothing more than a shrimp. Okay, so you see how I peeled those, and that's what we have done. Put these off to the side because I'm going to put them in the refrigerator in a minute. We'll rinse off my fingers. And now I'll show you what I'm talking about, the shrimp here. Okay, so if you look, like if you buy them in the bag or you go to your fishmonger, okay, you see what that says? 31 to 40. What that means is how many shrimp is in a pound. So here you're going to have 31 to 40 per pound, and in this bag, because it's not quite a pound, you get 23 to 30. Okay, so anytime you see the numbers, that'll tell you if that's large shrimp. Now, if you get one that says 40 to 50, that's a small shrimp, and if you get one that's even a higher number than that, that's that shrimp that they put in salads. So, just so you know. Okay, let me bring you guys over here because it's time to heat up. My pot's heating up, so I'm gonna bring you over by the pot and we'll start. Okay, here we are with the pot, right? So what I'm gonna do is give it a little spray. See, it's steaming up already. So into that, we're gonna just dump all of our veggies. Okay. I'm going to give this a quick stir. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I meant to mention it to you. See here, the celery. This is what's in the center of the celery. You know, them real fine, leafy things that's in the middle of a bunch of celery. I use those because I think they have a little extra flavor. I also had the end, the heel of the celery in here. And like I said, I left the skin on the onion. Everything has flavor. Now the skin most of the time will help change the color of the liquid that you put in. It gives it a dark brown color or a brownish color. Okay, so we're still cooking. And if you notice, I'm not going to put any salt in here. For one thing, I'm not putting no salt. The reason I don't put salt in here when I'm doing this is because I don't know what I'm going to add to it in the other dish I'm making. I don't know how much salt I'll be using. So I generally don't put salt in here. But you can put pepper. Some people like it spicy. They'll put red pepper flakes. Okay, so now we have this going, right? So now we're going to give us a little bit of wine. And that's to help deglaze the bottom of the pan, basically. But the wine, the alcohol will cook up. It's not going to be nothing. None of you guys that think that's not how it works. That's exactly how it works. So we're going to pour this in. Now, if you don't want to use the wine because you're afraid there's still alcohol in there, you can use water, you can use chicken broth, you can use whatever you like, okay? I like the flavor. Yeah, right. I'll be right there, cat. Hold on. That's my two kids I got left, a cat and a dog. Both of them a pain in the butt. Okay, so while that's cooking, give me a little chance here and I'll get rid of the mutton, the cat. Boy, the fragrance of this is smelling absolutely delicious. Okay, now I'm going to add me a little bit of thyme. A lot of people put fresh thyme. I don't usually have fresh thyme. It's hard to get for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I just put some of these, sprinkle some of the thyme in there, dried thyme. Maybe about a teaspoon, I'm not sure. Just enough where you can smell it. It's like aromatic. It smells very good. And that goes good on chicken, goes good on seafood. And I'm going to throw a couple pieces of bay leaf in there. Because we're going to be straining this out anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is just for a little flavor. And we'll give it a couple little shots of Old Bay seasoning. Okay. That might be a little more than a teaspoon. It doesn't matter. Stir it around. Then we're going to take, get another spatula here, a small one. We're going to take some tomato paste and we're going to put in probably, that's about a tablespoon, that's that. Some things it doesn't really pay to try to measure them, it doesn't. But anyway, so, you know, you can just put this in. With the tomato sauce will give it a little flavor. It'll give it a little thickness. You'll see. It's like tomato paste. That's why they call it paste. You never notice when you mix it with tomato sauce, it helps thicken up the said sauce, right? Okay. We got that cooking. Then we're going to put in our shells. Shells or exoskeletals, whatever you want to call them. The outside of the shrimp. Call it what you like. Just dump them in there. Okay. I'm going to cook this until these shrimps start to change their color. You know, like a tiger changes its stripes or whatever you say. I don't know. And you already this thing has a, that's a heck of an aroma, I'll tell you. But this comes in handy whenever you, like I said, you can make this and you can freeze it. I usually only, when I make it, seems to come out to where I have a cup to a cup and a half, and that's always pretty much what I need for the recipe I'm making. A lot of people will boil this down like an hour to an hour and a half. I don't do it that long because I figure it this way. How long does it take to get all the flavor out of this see-through skeleton thing you can see, right? It don't take long. And I don't think you're going to get any more flavor out of it cooking it 5 minutes, 15 minutes, or an hour. I don't think you get any more flavor out of it than the 5-minute time, 10-minute time. But a lot of people will contradict that and say, oh, you got to cook it at least an hour, maybe 2. I don't do that. I do that with chicken stuff, yeah. Because, you know, all that stuff comes out from the inside the bone. Okay, so this red is not all from tomato sauce, okay? If you looked at these shells real close, they started changing to that pink color. So now what I'm going to do is add enough liquid. And today I'm going to use chicken stock, chicken broth. And we add just enough of this. And this is going to be just enough. This is half of the container. You might need to add a little water. But for right now, we're going to see, because it don't matter. Really what I want, I make it in a small batch. I just want it to where I have maybe, like I said, a cup to a cup and a half when it's all done. And I'm going to turn this up a little because I want to bring it to a boil. And then once that happens, we'll bring it to a simmer. We'll simmer it for a few minutes and then I'll call it done. But you guys need to, you can smell this. Boy, does it smell good. Huh. Now I'm going to show you something. I'm not using it today, but I'm going to show you this. This is called Better Than Bouillon. This is a paste. It happens to be a lobster base for flavoring. See that? And you use most of their things. I looked it up. Most times, even on the jar, it says a tablespoon. I think if you use a tablespoon, I think that's too much. But that's me. You know, I add a little at a time to get the flavor. When I made a seafood dish a couple days ago, I used that in it to give it extra flavor, extra kick. And Penny, she's like, "My God, that really tastes good." Yeah. Okay, so, but anyway, we're just going to let this cook down a little bit. And we're going to get the strainer ready, which I have because I strained out my thing. Oh, you know what I forgot? This has got some flavor in it. This is what came out of the shrimp as they were thawed out or thawing out. That's all flavor. I don't waste nothing. Tight wad with the flavor. We got a tight wad with the flavor on aisle 15. But yeah, that's me. I don't waste anything. I can tell you that. I make chicken. I make soup. I make turkey. I make turkey soup, turkey salad, turkey bread. I turkey everything. I don't care. But you don't waste nothing. Even all the skins I've showed you guys. I'm pretty sure I showed you another video about keeping all your vegetable ends and stuff. Anytime you peel an onion, save the skin. Save the ends. If you don't want to eat them, save them. You always cook them if you make a stock. And you know, you can make stock and freeze it. I have mushroom stock in my refrigerator right now. This saves you money. You know, you paid for the shrimp. Why not get all of it that you can? You know, get all the flavor. Get everything out that you can. So that way you always have something good, flavorful if you need to mix something. Okay, guys, I'm adding some pepper in right about now. Some peppercorns are in the grinder. The pepper mill, as it were. This is smelling so good, so rich. That's what the smell is divine. I'll put it that way. And this here, you guys, oh, you don't know. This is what gives certain dishes, it puts them over the top. What do they call that? Umami? Deliciousness or whatever in Japanese, whatever that thing's called. I don't know. But yeah, this is a sauce. Let me tell you, a nice broth. You know, this they would call it shrimp stock because of the shells, I guess. But yeah, you know, you can smell this. Oh, smell-o-vision. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, this is basically done. Everything's been cruising along. So I'm going to take it off now, and we're going to strain it. So let me put you on the other side for a minute. Okay, I believe you guys can see both. I got 2 pots in there, very different sizes. First one is going to go here, and we're going to dump all this goodness into this bowl. Now, the reason I do it this way is because there's still a lot of flavor left behind. And so, because of that, we're going to want to get every bit of that you can. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of liquid still left behind in these here shells. This doesn't count. Swap places here for a minute. Okay, now this is an empty bowl, right? So what you want to do is, you can use a potato masher. I don't have one. Yeah, can you imagine that? Mr. Dan don't have an old-time potato masher. Okay, and you just push and try to get as much liquid out as you possibly can. Now you can discard this. There's nothing left in here. Okay, this is time to go. Let me just dump this real quick. Okay, so now just to show you, that's how much liquid I squeezed out of there. And that is a little more concentrated than what's in here. Then what we're going to do, just to make sure we got no shells or nothing in there, we're going to strain it one more time using our trusty screen strainer. I'm going to take this up, and I'm going to just pour this right down. And there you have it. That's too thick to go through, right? So what we do with that is run some water through there right down the drain, because you can't use that. I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't know what's in there. Shells and chunks of this and chunks of that. But anyway, So the shrimp stock is done. And I'll be using that later on. So, proof's in the pudding. We have just a smidge over 2 cups. Okay, so that's it, my friends. Let me get a spoon. I'll give you a little taste test. Okay, let's take a little dip out of here. See? Wow, that is delicious. You get the nice shrimp flavor. You get a little bit of the veggies, but mostly shrimp. Anyway, this is Mr. Dan for right now. This video is longer than I thought it would be. Let me off of here. Stay safe, my friends. When you're out and about, cover up, protect yourself as well as others. Wash your hands. Wash your hands when you're out. When you get in the car, have some of that disinfectant spray or gel. Rub it on your hands. Then drive home. When you get home, wash your hands again. Don't talk with your mouth full unless it's another dish just like this. Anyway, give us a like, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't yet. When you do the notification bell pop up, you hit that. It'll let you know each time we get a new video. As usual, everything here will be down in the description box, the recipe, the ingredients, how to do it, and then link to my Facebook page or group page, and then also a link to my daughter's art page. Okay, this is Mr. Dan. We're out. Oh yeah, stay hungry, my friends, and when you are, come back, and we will give you another delicious dish just like this. Now we're out.